And now, Backstage Wife, the story of Mary Noble and what it means to be the wife of a famous star. Now that the truth about Claudia Vincent's elopement with Oliver Wilson has come out, there's been a series of angry scenes backstage at the Hamilton Theater just off Broadway, where Claudia opened tonight in the feminine lead in Larry Noble's play. The story has affected everyone present in a different way. Right now, backstage, as Oliver makes his way toward the stage door, he is stopped by an unexpected hand shoved firmly against his chest. The hand of Victor, the chauffeur of Rupert Barlow, financial backer of the play.
I say, watch who you're shoving.
Yeah, I know who I'm shoving.
I'm on my way out, and I don't wish to be interfered with.
Hello? You ain't on your way out at all, Mr. Wilson. You and I are going to have a nice little talk all by ourselves, see?
Who the devil do you think you are?
I'm Victor, understand? I'm Rupert Barlow's chauffeur.
Oh, very well then, Victor. Please go inside and go about your business.
My business ain't inside. It's with you right here.
I insist that I have nothing to say to you, Victor. Now, kindly step aside.
No, you don't. You and your fancy talk, you don't shove me no place. You think you're a great guy, don't you?
I don't wish to discuss the matter.
Okay, then listen to this, Mr. Wilson. Maybe you think you're tops with the dames, and maybe you got a good line of talk. I don't care about that. But I don't hold still for nobody mixing me up in a lot of lies, you understand?
I don't understand any of this. In the first place, your idiom is so strange to me that what I do comprehend is utter nonsense.
Cut that out, Mr. Wilson. I'm serious.
You may very well be serious. That's quite all right with me. All I wish to do is to leave this theater.
It's just exactly what you ain't gonna do. Not till after I tell you a few things.
I'm not interested.
No? What's the big idea saying it was me hired some guys to stop you on the road and beat you up, huh?
I didn't say that.
That's what you told Miss Julia, and she tells it to the boss, and he runs me over the coals. You know darn good and well I didn't have nothing to do with any beating you got.
Now, listen a moment, Victor. I see your point now. It's only a simple misunderstanding. I'm sure you'll feel that I was justified in suspecting you.
Yeah, go on, tell it.
Well, you see, after you've been badgering me in little ways, misplacing my lighter and my shaving brush and little things like that, just to get me to leave Mr. Barlow's home,
Who says I done any of those things?
Well, it stands to reason, old boy. You were the one who always found everything. You know, I know it was done just to chivvy me and get me out of there. No doubt Mr. Barlow suggested you might be the parting guest in some way.
Come on.
Then some days later, while I was driving into New York on a highway, a car pulled in front of me and headed me into the curb.
Says you.
It's the truth, Victor. I was forced out of the car, gagged and blindfolded and taken somewhere where I was given a severe beating and told to get out of the country.
Yeah, and then what?
The following day, I was set back on the highway and the other car drove off. Now, do you blame me for suspecting you?
Listen, I think you're making the whole thing up. You didn't get no beating from anybody. Not yet.
Victor, no, wait!
Just keep going back. We're going to settle this right here and now.
At this same time, Larry Noble has just entered Claudia Vincent's dressing room at the theater. And after slamming the door, we hear...
Suppose you tell me why you got us all into a mess like this.
Larry, don't ask me any questions, not now. Oh, I'm so wretched I couldn't stand anymore.
And what about the rest of us, Claudia? What about me? Don't you think I deserve a little better treatment than this?
Oh, if only I had it all to do over again.
Oh, fine. That's a big help. How could you deliberately run out on me right before opening night and elope with a little weasel like Oliver Wilson?
I tell you, I didn't know, Larry. I was spellbound.
And so that's why you were late for the last rehearsal. That's why you left the theater just before the opening tonight, to have dinner with Oliver. Why in heaven's name couldn't you have put him off till after tonight at least?
Oh, it's no use trying to explain, to make you understand.
You knew how much trouble I've taken on your account, Claudia? How tough it was to sell Harold Ramsey on the idea of putting you into the play in Sheila's part.
I know. I didn't deserve it.
You told me it was the one thing you wanted most in all the world.
Well, I thought it was, Larry.
Then what changed you all of a sudden?
It was Oliver Wilson. Oh, you don't know how persuasive he can be. And he seemed so desperately in love with me.
But it was the thought of the money that swayed you.
Yes, I suppose so.
I'll be hanged. I've never heard anything like it. Where did you get the notion that Oliver was a millionaire?
Oh, what difference does it make?
You let me work my head off for you, Claudia, giving you the chance that you said you'd never had. You let me jeopardize my whole income, my family security. And you did this without so much as a thought for me or for the play.
I couldn't help it, Larry. Oh, I promise you I didn't mean to hurt you. It's Oliver's fault. He was so charming, and, well, I thought of all the years of ease, and it was just too much to resist.
You couldn't even wait till after tonight.
Well, Oliver Wilson said he had to leave the country, and it was up to me to make a decision. I didn't know he was lying to me. I didn't know he was only trying to marry me because he thought I was rich.
How could you two get such crazy ideas about each other? What made you think Oliver was so rich, Claudia? And what made him believe you were rolling in money?
Oh, Larry, it's all his fault. He's ruined my life. He's turned everybody against me. He's spoiled my only chance.
Well, he won't have the chance to interfere in my life again. I'm darn sure of that. I'm going to find that fellow right now. And when I do...
Meantime, Mary Noble has left Julia Dixon in Larry's dressing room, and as she leaves, she walks back toward the stage a few steps. And then she stops.
Funny. Seems deserted back here. I don't hear a single voice. Larry! Oh, Larry! Claudia! Where could everyone be? I don't like it back here. Everything seems dark and evil. I feel all alone. But they can't all have left. They wouldn't go without me. They knew I was looking after Julia. She's so hysterical, so wild. She frightens me with her threats of vengeance. But where are they? Larry! Rupert! Larry!
Mary runs hysterically toward the stage door and out into the street, not even aware of the rain that has kept its full force. And a few doors down, the little restaurant still open. She hurries in and orders a cup of coffee. Gradually, her nervous tension subsides, and as the minutes pass, she's almost calm. Then the door opens.
Mary, I've been looking all over for you.
I'm sorry, Rupert. I guess I just had to get out of the theater for a minute.
Oh.
I called out and not a soul answered me. All of a sudden, my nerves gave way and I ran out like a silly child, scared by shadows after dark.
Well, thank heaven you're safe. I couldn't find you backstage, so I started down the street. Are you all right now?
Yes, I'm quite all right, Rupert.
Good. The car I ordered is waiting by the stage door. I'd better have it pulled down here.
Oh, don't bother. I'm soaked as it is.
Poor child. I had no idea you'd be frightened. I went out to see about the car and walked as far as the corner. Guess my temper wasn't any too good. Well, that's over now. Shall we all get on home and try to forget this ghastly evening?
Yes, oh yes, Rupert. Let's leave at once. Have you found the others?
Oh, yes, Mary. At least I heard someone back toward the stage when I was in there a minute ago. Called out to you, and when you didn't answer, I started back. Someone yelled that you'd gone outside.
Who? There wasn't anyone backstage when I left. I called and called.
Well, I don't know who it was, Mary. A man's voice. They're probably all there wondering what's become of us.
We'd better get back. Thanks for coming after me, Rupert. I won't behave so stupidly again.
Nonsense. You've been wonderful. The only one in the entire group who's behaved with dignity. Come along, my dear. And you'd better run. Keep to the side of the buildings.
Feels much wetter running back. I was a fool to do this.
I don't blame you for being frightened, Mary. I shouldn't have left you.
Well, it wasn't really so far.
Don't you want to get into the limousine and be comfortable, my dear, while I round the others up?
No, I must go inside and get Julia.
Oh, Julia, indeed.
I wish you'd try to be gentle with her, Rupert. She's had a terrible shock. She's in Larry's dressing room.
A dismal place back here. Be glad to get out.
I'll just tell Julia. Wait till I open the door. Oh, Julia! That's funny. She's not there. Larry's dressing room is empty.
Where the devil can they all be?
They must have gone out front. Let's go out on the stage and call from there.
All right. Anything to get our party together.
Larry? Oh, Larry! Claudia! Julia! What's happened, Rupert? Why doesn't someone answer?
Now, take it easy, my sweet. Nothing to worry about. And be careful of your step now. Watch it.
Larry! Maud! Julia! There isn't a soul around.
Where the devil can they all be?
The stage is just as it was at the last act curtain. Bare and deserted. Except there's something strange about that wall.
As Mary looks up high into the wings, she sees a figure hanging limp and silent. With that, the last bit of strength drains from her in a scream. Be sure to be listening Monday to Backstage Wife, the story of Mary Noble and her husband Larry Noble, famous Broadway star.